Morning, Jay.
Hey, Ryan.
Jack Campbell looks to be getting the start tonight. What have you seen out of Jack in terms of working hard and staying patient and waiting for his opportunity?
Yeah, everything you just said. Worked hard, stayed patient, worked at his game while he wasn't being used, and he's ready to go.
From a goal-scoring standpoint, I mean, you've got some 30-goal scorers in the lineup. You could probably put Evander Kane in that category, too. Just maybe your thoughts on the collection of goal scorers that you have this year. It's maybe rare to see as many guys doing it at that level on one team in 1 year, and just how big an advantage that can be.
Well, it's a credit to them for capitalizing on their opportunities. So we have 4 30-goal scorers right now. And then we got a bunch of players that are either at or very close to double-digit scoring. We think that's part of what makes us a dangerous team. You know, I think part of it comes down to skill level, but also part of it comes down to paying a price to find offensive success. And, you know, when you're look at some of the teams, I think historically, I think the last time I saw some of the names involved in the last time the Oilers had 4 30-goal scorers, it's a long time ago. So anytime you can do that in the modern day NHL, I think that's a positive. And like I said, I think it makes us a dangerous team.
Hey, Jay. Devin Shore is making some fans. I heard he had an interaction with some German fans the other day looking for him. But I just want to ask you about just a thought on him and just him sticking with it. And obviously he's been the ultimate team guy. He doesn't seem to argue about any assignment that he has or doesn't have. And it seems that number change seems to have done wonders for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about no argument with stuff. That's part of being a professional hockey player, right? Is learning how to, when everything isn't going your way, to still be a great teammate, to stay ready so that when you are tapped on the shoulder, you're ready to make an impact on the team. And I think Devin's a good example of that. You know, I keep going back to, and I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, we're in the wee time of year. It's not about one person here or there. It's about the team having success. And in terms of great teammate and someone that really commits to that kind of philosophy, Devin would be one of those guys for sure.
And is it a kind of a chicken and egg thing where they have to earn the ice time and then they're making the most of it? Or is it you're giving them more ice time and they're doing the most of it? You know what I'm saying? It's like they seem to, your bottom six has been doing the most with the ice time that they're getting, and you seem to be giving them a bit more time.
Yeah, I think that's the job of every player is to worry about the minutes that they are getting, not worry about the minutes they aren't getting.
Why do you think teams outside the playoff picture create problems for teams that are solidified a playoff spot here down the stretch? Why do we see this?
It's the National Hockey League. Any team can beat any team on any given night. Most rosters are littered with really highly skilled players that if you don't pay attention to details in your game, they can make you pay. This team tonight is no different. They have some really high-end players that we're going to need to make sure our attention and focus is where it needs to be. For us, I just keep going back to, you know, making sure that our mindset's in the right spot, that we got to take care of our business today. And what I see before us is a team that works really, really hard. That's a credit to their coaching staff. This team works. And if we're not on our game, they can make you pay because they have some really high-end players.
Jay, do you have an update on Ryan McLeod? Is he getting close to practicing with the group yet? And
Yeah, he's getting close. Yeah, he had a really good couple days. Again, we're not overly worried about it. We think it's more day-to-day than anything, and I would expect him practicing with the group here pretty soon.
Would he need, like, do you have like a test the guys have to do cardio-wise to get back or anything like that when they come? Does he need 2 practices with the group before you think a guy can return?
Well, we have return to play protocol for sure. But I mean, that's flexible as well. The biggest thing we want to make sure is that we put our players in a position to succeed. We don't want to put anybody in there that's at risk in any way or can't be their best because they haven't done the required things to be ready. I would say Ryan is in top shape. Ryan is an effortless skater. And so for him, you know, it hasn't been too long. So we're not that worried about that. It's more about him healing than anything else.
They say the teams in San Jose's position can go out there and play with nothing to lose, free and easy. Did you notice that as a coach, that when you're playing a team in that situation, that, you know, they have this sort of nothing to lose attitude, and does that make them dangerous in their own way?
Yeah. You know, you say nothing to play for. I see a team that has great pride. Their captain has great pride. I would say their coaching staff has great pride in the product that they're putting out on the ice and the work ethic associated with them. And then I see some younger players that are trying to, one, establish themselves as NHL regulars, two, fight for privileged ice time, three, earn contracts for next year. And you put that into a big stew, and it makes for a dangerous opponent.
At the turn of the calendar year, you mentioned that one of the team's resolutions was to make home ice a tougher place to play. 9-1-4 in your last 14. What's the biggest reason for that, Jay?
You know, I would tie it into the way, you know, we've put more of an emphasis on defending, and we've seen greater attention to detail. Not all the time, we're not perfect, but greater attention to detail paid to that area of our game. And I think when we do, you know, we've said all along, we believe we can score enough goals to win. It's about defending hard, and I think we've done that a better job since Christmas time with that in mind. Yeah, I can hear you, Gene.
Just, and this isn't necessarily specific to the Oilers, but just more than anything pro sports. When it comes to leadership, what do you think makes a good leader, and whether it's someone that's a higher end player or someone who maybe earns it through, not that they're not talented, but a lot of hard work to get there?
Yeah, what I think for a good leader, I think setting an example is very, very important. And you do that with how you conduct yourself on an everyday basis. Your work ethic shows. But I also think that part of being a good leader is holding people to that type of standard. And for us, you know, in our dressing room, the standard is the standard for us. There is no gray area when it comes to that. And we're lucky to have not only the best hockey player in the world as our captain, but somebody who lives by that philosophy every day. And you know what? You know, we're very fortunate to be driven by someone of his character and his capacity as a player. Good, thanks guys.